You get stale.
Popcorn.
You forget about things like stale.
Popcorn, stale popcorn.
Popcorn. Pop.
This is the
Stale popcorn.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm Steven, and with me as always, I got my good friend Chris. Chris, how are you now?
I'm well. How are you now?
Good. We got quite the show for everyone. We got timestamps below if you want to take a jaunt, skip around. We're going to be talking about The Last of Us, as well as Havoc, the new Tom Hardy movie. And we got some movie news, and I'll just jump into it real quick so I don't bug Chris, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
Now, listeners will know that I send you trailers. Sometimes you watch them, sometimes you don't.
I don't think I've watched a single one, so you don't have to say sometimes.
Okay. Well, the new Predator Badlands trailer dropped. Since you didn't see it, I'll just talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or did you see it?
Is this the Chris Hansen, or what are we talking here?
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be fun. I'm sure someone's made the parody of that. Yeah, it's from the same maker of Prey. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
I've seen that.
That's a good one.
What's the time period here?
It's hard to tell. Definitely futuristic. Ellie Fanning is in this one, if you're familiar with her. I think it's a future tech kind of deal. There's a moment where she almost wargs into a predator, brand style,
Sure.
I don't know. It just looks good, It piques my interest, doesn't give anything away. People are complaining, though, because the main character is like the predator. So it's like he's not the bad guy, maybe.
Oh.
So, yeah, something to look forward to. November 7th, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm always a fan of the Predator.
Yes,
films.
Right up your alley.
Yes.
You're one with them. You can really feel where they're coming from, their motives and everything.
Sure.
Chris, I got another reason to hate the Oscars.
Ooh.
Says, in a procedural change, Academy members must now watch all nominated films in each category to be eligible to vote in the final round of the Oscars.
What?
So essentially, they made a new rule that said the judges of the Oscars
have to actually
watch all of the movies.
That wasn't a thing before, huh?
Exactly. That's what everyone asked him. I was like, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Collectively, I think the whole internet was exactly what you said. Like, you got a job, why aren't you doing the job?
Yeah.
It's like if the Olympics judges just went out to lunch for a few,
Yeah, we missed when China went up for that, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
So, good job, I guess. Almost 100 years of Oscars. We got it nailed down, I guess. I don't know. What news you got for me, bud?
Jesse Plemons has been cast as Plutarch Heavensby. Do you know who that is?
Is that like a Star Trek name? What is that?
Hunger Games. It's bloody, what's his name? Seymour Hoff.
Oh,
Man.
Okay. I thought it was Snow Guy. Yeah, you got me with that name, that stupid name. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a young version of him, I assume, because I think these are the prequels. You ever see the new one?
No, I never got around to it. I wasn't much of a Hunger Games.
But I'm not a huge prequel kind of guy. I wasn't super into it, but I mean, he kind of looks like a young Seymour Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Seymour's kind of creepy,
Yeah.
You got a girlfriend? I'm a finder. I'm a herder.
That's part of Mission Impossible 3.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn. So apparently, our old boy Glenn went on the Martha Stewart podcast to promote his condom mints brand. She said he's very handsome in a natural way, and he just has a really nice body. He just had a sort of European polo shirt on, and it looked really good on him. So he's just making the rounds with his souse and swooning the old women, Chris. That's how they get you. Mm-hmm. What do you think we should, when the sauces come out, we'll do a live reaction here on air, try them all?
Taste
Taste test.
That
should make some good content. You can't see it, you just hear us talk. This ketchup is delicious.
Cover all 9,000 taste buds.
Yeah.
That cream. I got a question that I feel like I already know your answer, but did you watch any films, Steve?
I didn't watch any films. Did you, bud?
Oh, I seen a couple.
Shoot.
We're talking first movie, Mystery Monday. I go there. We're talking Legend of Ochii. You heard of this?
Oh, this is a A24 Willem Dafoe little creature monster. Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like a How to Train Your Dragon, but instead of dragons, it's monkeys, and they're in Scotland. And basically, you got these monkeys, they're killing the sheep, and they're not happy. The folk aren't, and especially Willem. He tries to hunt and kill these monkeys, the Ochii. His daughter, she finds a little baby Ochii, and they become friends. It's not the evil monster that Willem thinks it is. And she wants to bring the baby back to the family, but it could be very dangerous. What an adventure. You got the monkeys, they're kind of magical. They talk in monkey language, whatever monkey noises. But a part of it is they're kind of advanced creatures, and they communicate emotions through like singing through their monkey noises. So it's like, it's pretty much like that.
Okay.
Me watching this film, at the end, it's a happy ending, and they're all singing. Next thing I know, I hear this lady next to me, and she starts singing along with them. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then next thing I know, I hear people behind me start. And the next thing I know, half the theater is just singing this monkey noise. And I don't want to get left out. I join in there. Sure. And then we're walking out, and everyone's like, yeah, what a terrible movie that was. But hey, fun singing here, And and then as soon as I walk out the theater doors, as soon as I step foot outside, I hear this lady talking on her phone quite loud. She says, my goddaughter of 3 years died, and my best friend was murdered. And it was then I found Jesus. And I'm like, all right. It was just like all this happened within like 30 seconds. I also been watching The Rehearsal. I don't know if you've seen that, Nathan.
I started watching that too. Literally last night.
I'll go into that more, but it felt like I was in something. I was like, is this like, am I on camera here? All this is weird.
Yeah.
And then also like other things, my brain gets churning because she's like, my goddaughter of 3 years died. I'm like, it doesn't sound like it's a 3. Like if it was a 3-year-old, you'd say my 3-year-old goddaughter. So I'm like, I don't really know a ton about how the godmother situation. Like, did she just like replace someone? Like, because I was just like imagining that, like, hey, Janet, we got to talk to you here. Remember how you're Stephanie's godmother? Yeah, we're going to have to let you go here. We're actually going to give that to Susan over here.
You're light on your resume, unfortunately. You don't have the qualifications.
Yeah, we called the references. It doesn't match here. Yeah. The movie itself it's fine. Like, I'll probably never watch it again. It's kind of predictable. It starts off, I'm like, this is kind of interesting, but it kind of drags. I'd say 0. For me, not like terrible,
just fine.
It's just average.
Yeah.
And then I seen another, The Accountant.
Oh,
2.
The Accountant.
You ever see the first one?
No, because I was under the impression it was just like a nerd movie about Ben Affleck being a nerd accountant.
Yeah,
and
it's
I didn't
basically
know.
Big Short and Moneyball, and what's another accounting movie?
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, he's wicked smart. He
Yeah.
is. You hadn't seen the first one?
No. Is it action-y?
It's action-y. I remember seeing the first one, like when it came out back in, I think, 2016, and thinking, I was like, it's fine. But I remember seeing posters for this second one. I'm like, really? They were making a second one? It's kind of like Den of Thieves 2, where I'm like, I don't think the first one's like bad, but I'm just kind of surprised you're doing another.
Yeah.
Me and the wife, we were like, well, let's watch the first one because I don't remember anything that happens. So we put that on. It's okay, it's not bad. It's a little better than I remembered, but still, I'm like, it's probably not really worth a sequel. Yeah. And go and watch the sequel. Let me tell you, Steve. It's better than the first one. It's real good. It's so much better than the first one. I actually quite enjoyed it.
Nice.
Basically, the plot of this is he's autistic, but he can kill people. And he can run numbers. It's quite the combo.
Triple threat
here.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got his brother, John Bernthal.
Ah.
He is not autistic, but he can kill people.
Double threat.
And it's got the bloody that blind queen from Rings of Power, you know who I speak? From Numenor.
Yeah.
It has J.K. Simmons for a little bit. But the first one, it's like the plot was more about It's like you got the accountant doing his thing. John Bernthal's like kind of in it, but not really like a main character. And then you got J.K. Simmons and the blind lady. They're like cops and they're kind of doing it, but like it wasn't as fun. This one, what makes it better is John Bernthal's in the movie the whole time, which, you know me, I'm a fan of the Punisher. He's a good actor. I like the action. And he's with his brother. And then they also got the detective lady. And she is, you know, a cop, and they're criminals. They don't abide by the laws, and so she's like the dweeb. She's the annoying character. She's the heel, if you will, but it makes it funny. You know, though John Bernthal will basically, commit to murdering some people, and she's like, "You forget I'm a bloody FBI here, buddy." Oh, nope, just joking. I didn't say nothing. You know, it's funny. Okay, it's a fun time. The theater was hooting and hollering. It's got some good action scenes. It feels good. It really tugs at the heartstrings.
Really,
I quite liked it.
That sounds like it's got everything then.
I might be recently by. It might be my favorite so far.
Really? Okay.
My wife said it's her favorite movie. Yeah, I'm sure when I go through at the end of the year, maybe I won't be as recently by, but I think right now I'm putting it number 1 for the year.
Wow, okay.
Definitely top 3 for me. It's fun. I'm probably standing up, giving it 5 minutes.
Well, then I'll have to check it out.
It's fun. I mean, it'd make a lot more sense if you see the first one. So I would recommend that. But it's a good time. Last of Us.
Oh,
Season 2, Episode 2. You see.
I'm excited to talk about it with you, buddy. I guess, sidebar, unfortunate scheduling, because by the time this comes out...
Yeah, I know.
Episode 3 will already be out.
Wow.
So, yeah, wow. This one was good. I like this one a lot. It was
good. Best episode of the seas.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
might have been on the show, honestly. Yeah, it was pretty good.
A couple of notes I have here. They needed Tommy in Game of Thrones Season 8 for some battle strategy, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
There's that scene where all the horde of clickers are coming to Jackson, and it's really fun to watch. It almost gives me a little bit of a Helm's Deep vibe, and they're just grossly outnumbered, and they have all these kind of contingency plans, and they're just firing them off, barrels going fire, and I was like, this is fun. I like this.
This is fun.
And then you see Tommy fight against a bloater, and I was like, this is fun. I like this. Yeah, good stuff all around.
I think the best scene, like I like the whole fighting, but when Abby is like crawling and the fence is getting pushed in, and it's before you really hate the gal, but you're just like, oh man, this is like, it's intense. Even though like I don't really like her, obviously, but I'm like, geez, you know?
Yeah.
They have that same exact scene, like basically in the game. Some differences from the game, if you'll indulge me here.
Yeah.
In the game, instead of it being Joel and Dina, it's Joel and Tommy that are together. And it's Dina and Ellie are together. In the game, Ellie tells Dina about the bite marks. She's like, oh, I got bit by the zombie. And she's like, oh, you're pranking me. Was there a bloater in the game?
There was. I don't remember it being at this point.
And I only watched up till the incident with the golfing, when they start going golfing. But in the game, there's no bloody attack on the town like that, right?
It's been so long, I don't remember, to be honest.
At least like chronologically, because I stopped after Joel dies. Spoiler.
Oh, yeah, you're right, actually. There's an attack that comes later, now that I think about it.
Yeah, and this one, it hasn't happened at all. I'm like, so it's more exciting episode. And like the death of Joel is way better in the show versus in the game, if you ask me.
Really?
Like,
okay, let's break it down. I thought the game was better, but...
Well, in the game, I feel like it's just kind of quick.
Yeah, and I think I liked that it was quick. It was because nobody expected it, you know? And also, you don't know who Abby is, if I recall. Like, you just know that this chick wants to kill this dude, but you don't know why. You don't get to see her pent-up aggression until later as you play as her. So you're kind of shocked. It's like an ice bath when you're playing the game. Whereas this, it's very built up, and it's like a slow curve. At least in my mind. Follow-up question. Of Pedro Pascal's on-screen deaths, we got a couple iconic ones.
Red Vibe
in this. Which one do you think was more impactful, like as a first-time viewer? I think it's a little spoiled for us because we knew what was happening.
I was definitely more shocked playing the game the first time with Joel dying. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting him to die. I don't know. They both bring out similar emotions because in Game of Thrones, you're like, oh, yeah. Like, obviously, you're rooting for the guy, and then it all ends like that, and you're like, oh, man.
I can still hear
Yeah.
the skull crack. Like that's that stays with you. But yeah, I thought it was done very well. Funnily enough, I didn't tell my wife anything about it. Nothing. She went in blind as a mouse, and she like gripped. She's like, they're not really doing this, right? She's going to come. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember, actually. Yeah.
I did say that. I was like, I don't remember. Yeah. But afterwards, she's like, why'd you make me watch this? And she's like, I don't want to watch it anymore because Pedro Pascal's not in it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that's a slight towards me, but I was like, come on. But yeah, I think that's just a testament to how powerful it is to be like, oh man, that's rough. And I can't wait for it to continue. Chris, I got some trivia for you.
Sure.
Last week, we were ignorant and we said, Caitlin Dever, the chick who plays Abby, she would make a great Ellie.
Uh-huh.
Turns out, Chris, when they were developing a movie for this like 10 years ago or years back, she was cast as Ellie.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, good for me for even thinking that.
I see you, Chris. Yeah, you were top. That was good on you. What a missed opportunity, am I right?
Yeah.
I think that would have been different better. Well, should we talk a little bit about Ellie, Bella Ramsey? I think I have a little bit of egg on my face because last week I was like...
She was good.
She was good,
She didn't annoy me.
Actually, it did annoy me. Sorry, now that I bring it up.
Oh,
she doesn't have any redeeming qualities, especially in this episode. Yeah, that guy was rude, a little bit of a homophobe, but he gave her a steak sandwich.
I know.
He said sorry.
I would gladly take that trade 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
It's bloody steak.
Right? That's hard to come by.
I haven't had steak in 18 years.
Yeah, and you're not even in an apocalypse.
I know. I let him slice off my hand for a steak sandwich. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but even in the games, like, she's not even that rude as this one. And I was like, give me something. Make me like you a little bit, Yeah. I don't know.
They do have the steak thing in the game, but she at least, like, picks up the sandwich and then she gives it to the other guy. This one, she's like, I'm not even gonna touch it.
Yeah, it doesn't help that she's 4 feet tall and looks like a toddler. So when she acts like a toddler, you're like, why am I watching this toddler?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I thought she was a lot less annoying in this episode. If you ask me, she's still kind of dorky or whatever, but it wasn't like causing me anger like the first episode was.
Yeah, I get that.
But should we dive into the meat, the potato, the celery?
Yes. Talking Havoc from director Gareth Evans. You got The Raid. You got bloody Apostle. Have you ever seen Apostle?
No. Is it good?
That's on Netflix. I think you'd like that one.
I probably would.
It's got a bunch of people, Chris. You got Tom Hardy. Forest and his Whitakers.
Sure.
Timothy and his Olyphants.
Yeah, good cast.
Yeah, so what we'll do is just give a quick plot breakdown. No spoilers here. Give our rating and then dive into it. But Chris...
I see what you did there. Our rating.
Yeah.
Basically action. Tom Hardy's a cop. There's other cops. Hey, maybe some are crooked. Maybe some aren't. Hey, then you got all these Asians trying to kill people. Crazy killing Asians, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
And you got these cops, and then you got some other kids. You got bloody Luis Guzman shows up, starts shooting people.
Hello, it's me, Luis Guzman.
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
A lot of dead.
The story isn't as important. I think it's a fun watch. It might be in my top 10 if I were to choose this from right now, yeah. I don't think it's as good as his other movies, but I think for a Netflix, for lack of a better term, straight to DVD kind of deal is what Netflix is nowadays. I think it's pretty good. What do you think?
I liked it. I mean, it's my kind of flick. You know me. Yeah. I love the action. I'd say plot-wise... It's, kind of generic, nothing crazy, but you're not watching for the plot. You're watching for lots of deaths, good action. I'll get more into the pros and cons, but I actually have this, I'd probably give this like a 4 minutes.
So you liked it better than Sinners?
I did.
Better than Sinners, less than Accountant Squared.
Yes.
Okay.
How about you? What are you giving this?
Probably the same. I still think Sinners is my number 1, but this is probably a number 2. And maybe if I watch Accountant Squared, it might be up there, but...
Maybe I'm crazy. I got my April movie list. You ready for it?
April already? Wow. Okay,
by the time I seen 10 flicks.
Goodness gracious. Somebody call John Hamm, you madman.
Number 10, Minecraft. 9, Drop. 8, Legend of Ochii. 7, Working Man. 6, Warfare. 5, The Amateur. 4, Hell of a Summer. 3, Sinners. 2, Havoc. 1, The Accountant 2. There we have it. I'm sure no one's going to get upset that I got bloody Havoc and An Accountant 2 ahead of Sinners, but here we are. Debate. Tell me your list here for April movies in the comments below.
Indubitably. Well, Chris, you want to dive in some I guess spoilers.
There's a bunch of crooked cops. To Olyphant, you got Tom Hardy and some other rando ones. And the Asians, the main Senorita Asian, her boy, he was murdered. And I think it's from these kids. Turns out it was actually from the crooked cops. And it's just a lot of action and everyone dies except bloody Tom Hardy and the kids, and you don't go for the plot.
Yeah, you don't go for the plot, really. I do have to correct you there, though. If we're in the spoiler section, Tom Hardy does die.
Does he die?
It was very heavily implied. Remember the very end?
She's says, like, book me. Well, I'll tell I'm humoring the kids.
Yeah, well, he's bleeding out. I don't know.
I thought it was more of like, you're going to jail, but I'll give the kid your present.
It's kind of a weird movie because there's really only like a couple people, maybe one person who's not just a dirty,
yeah.
Like Tom Hardy, he's a dirty cop, done bad things, accidentally killed an undercover cop. And then you got varying degrees of dirtiness of cops. He's kind of right in the middle, Even the like good cop lady, she still like, I'm sure went against all sort of protocol, and she took the guy to the shootout at the end. Yeah. I mean, she didn't take any drug money, so she's probably the best.
I mean, she's the best. I'm saying she's the best, but she still probably broke a bunch of laws here. She's no bloody Bradley Cooper from Place Beyond the Pines kind of cop. She's not a stand-up as that.
Yeah. This was a really weird movie. Yeah. Because I feel like it was a COVID movie. And I feel like somebody in the writing room was like, have you ever seen these things called video games? What if we made a movie into a video game and made it look exactly like a video game? Because that's what it looks like. It looks very small. Right off the bat, you get a chase scene that is so weird. Yeah. I almost threw up watching it because I don't know what they were thinking. Was that just me?
No, it starts off and the lighting's real dark, and but then it'll be like random like neon face mask things, and then the cars are driving, and they do a lot of shaky cam, if you will. Oh,
goodness, yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of. But then there'd be like fights where it's like normal, when I'm like, this is cool. But then they'd like, oh, let's throw in like 8 straight slow-mos. Where that's more of your video games. Like, you have to aim and shoot them again here, press X. And the last fight, they're at a cabin, and they do like, I'm not kidding, like 6, 7 straight slow-mos where it's like, oh, this guy gets shot, slow-mo, shot. Oh, this guy is jumping through the window, slow-mo shot. I'm like, we do like 1 or 2, but I'm like, all right.
Well,
this is like
Zack
some
Snyder
8th grader.
Here,
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of small sound stages because there's bits where I don't know how to explain it. It went from set to set, and when they did establishing shots, you're like, this looks really bad. I mean, you couldn't get a helicopter or even a drone to just do in New York. It's not a huge deal, but it's very noticeable. Even when they're just like driving in a car, you couldn't just go outside. Also, Chris, in recent memory, this has been kind of bugging me a lot, where Christmas movies are not Christmas movies.
Right, it's like it didn't even come out near Christmas, which made it more confusing. What was the other movie that was
Carry On?
Novocaine?
And Novocaine. Yeah, Carry On didn't need to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that Novocaine one at least came out at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I think they were going for the Die Hard, but yeah, Novocaine and this one where it's just like they came out in like March and bloody
February,
April.
Whatever, yeah. Why is it Christmas themed? There's no reason to it. I don't understand it. There was
no like, oh, I guess, hey, you're spending time with me on Christmas, huh?
I think they needed to establish Tom Hardy as a bad dad, and they're like, we can't do her birthday, so maybe Christmas, yeah. Speaking of Tom Hardy, I never noticed how many lines on his forehead he's getting. That's just me, but there's a moment when he's talking to Forest Whitaker, and I'm like, he's looking like an oak tree, The more lines as he gets older with age. That's not a con, just something I noticed.
When he first goes into the like the dead shootout scene, because you don't see what happens, but he just shows up and there's a bunch of dead bodies and he's kind of like running through it in his mind, like what happened. I thought it was a missed opportunity. You ever seen Boondock Saints?
Oh, yes.
Willem Dafoe, and he kind of recreates. I'm like, you should have done something like that instead of just him thinking.
Could you imagine just completely different tone of the movie, change the lighting, have Tom Hardy channel his Venom 1 character, just going crazy. That would have been great.
I know.
I would relish a movie if it just, for one scene, just outrageously out of touch, just has nothing to do with anything. I guess Boondock Saints did it, but
back to normal and just never acknowledge it again.
That would be great.
Or just have a scene where he's sneaking in the nightclub and he's dressed as the woman like Willem and Boondock, just unnecessarily. There's also, at the very beginning, his partner's got a noise complaint or something. She goes up and this guy answers it. And there's a good 30 seconds. I was like, is that cricket? I'm like, I thought it was, I was like, dang.
It's the only work he can get nowadays.
Yeah, I was like, hey, that was quite a disgusting looking man there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a con or just a weird thing, but the scene where they capture Forest Whitaker, because he's a mayor, and he's in his, I don't know, limo.
Campaign. Oh.
And he's got a driver, bodyguard, and some other lady with him in the back. And it's these guys ride up on motorcycles and they all notice. And literally they're talking about how he needs protection and all this. And then one of them goes and literally gets on the trunk and walks all the way up on top of the car. They walk up to the window and then just then Forrest Whitaker's guys. And then the bodyguard decides to kind of pull out his gun and then gets blasted. I'm like,
worst bodyguards.
These are the worst bodyguards. Takes you that long to be like, oh, I should probably do something here.
Yeah, you see two ominous motorcycles in all black. They stop right in front of you, both turn their heads, and then you get the same thing behind you. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was frustrating. It's a good 5-10 seconds. There's literally a guy on top of your car, and they're still aren't really reacting. I'm like, well, those are my main cons. You got any others?
I have one small one, and I guess in this kind of movie where it's hyper fantasized or exaggerated, there's a bit where Tom Hardy and the main characters are at a cabin. And then they get ambushed by Asians. Sure. And these Asians, they just blast them. There's 40 guns on them. And no one.
He wore that bulletproof vest.
Well, I guess, sure. Yeah. I mean, they literally got plot armor. But that's just a minor. Hail of just a rain fire of bullets.
When they get shot out at first, because they're outside, and then inside, a bunch of shots, and then there's a scene where they're underneath them shooting a bunch, and somehow, every single person here has a bloody switch on their gun, except Tom Hardy and his pistol. I'll see him reload occasionally, but I'm like, I feel like you're shooting a lot of bullets here. I never really see reloading. And talk about bad use of ammo. There's 3 people, Tom Hardy and the 2 kid people. She'll unload a clip on someone that's clearly dead.
12 shots.
12
uninterrupted.
Shots. It's a 3 on 50 here. And I'm like, you got a pistol here. Why are you doing this here?
Yeah. So minor,
Yeah, minor.
It didn't take me out. I was just because in my mind, I was spraying. I love spraying all these people. But yeah, it's a little, because you got the main character's got to be living at some point. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Anyway, I got pros.
I like that cabin scene. I mean, it was a great scene. It's good action. And then there's also the nightclub scene before that. Those are kind of the 2 main action pieces. Yeah, they're both great.
Yeah.
And I like the part where Luis Guzman just shows up out of nowhere and blasts some guy in the head. And
yeah. I think to speak to the action, I don't know if I've seen a movie that has more gunfire in recent memory. Just thousands of bullets being sprayed. And they loved, and I think it's really cool. Everyone, no matter who you are, just almost Quentin Tarantino explosion of blood every time.
Oh, yes.
I get it's a movie, so it's it's cool, but I was like, that's a lot,
Yep.
It's but it was fun. So the action was really good, I thought, and really engaging. Like you said, the nightclub fight scene. Which one do you like better, the nightclub or the cabin?
I think I like the cabin more.
Yeah.
I think you get more deaths in there.
I think that one had the better hand-to-hand, now that I think about it, because there's a bit where Tom Hardy literally fish hooks a guy.
I like the scene where the first time Tom Hardy sees Luis Guzman.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts like running. He's like, why are you running like that? Is that how you run? I was just like, it's just like a random, because like the movie is not that funny, but pretty funny. It's just like random. And to me, this kind of scratched that Rebel Ridge itch that I've been having. If you're talking about Netflix original films here, where it's a gritty, darker action, crooked cops type thing.
You like this better than Rebel?
This one might be an easier rewatch because you don't really have to think. Not that Rebel Ridge, you're really thinking a lot. This one I feel like is more exciting throughout. So
yeah, this one has like 40 minutes of straight action, pretty much. Whereas Rebel Ridge, it's a slow burn until the very end. Rebel
Ridge, I don't know if that's one that would be great to just like rewatch because you kind of already know what's going to happen. A main thing with that is the tension. You feel like, oh, this person could die or this can happen, but it's like if you know it, you lose that. Versus this, it's just chaos throughout, and I think it's not as, I mean, you have the tension, but not quite like that, I say. So I think I'd go this, maybe, at least for a rewatch.
If I'm watching the whole movie, then probably this. But I would watch the end fight scene of Rebel Ridge again first.
That's true. I did feel more on edge on that one. How many minutes you giving this?
Probably about 3, maybe 4,
right. Fair enough.
I liked it. I think that's all I got, Christopher.
Yeah.
If you're listening up to this point, thank you so much for listening. And be sure to follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you could.
Sure.
If you could be a pal and a half and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week.
Bye.
Popcorn, stale popcorn.
Popcorn. Pop, 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 pop.
This is the stale popcorn.
Popcorn.